Today on CCX News, a water alert, what the city of Golden Valley wants some homeowners to know. Potential water contamination in Golden Valley means some homeowners need to boil their water. City officials discovered bacteria in water testing samples on Wednesday. Experts believe it was caused by a loss of pressure in the water system. The impacted neighborhood is near the intersection of Wisconsin Avenue and West Bend Road. If you live in the area, the Minnesota Department of Health says you should boil your tap water before cooking, brushing your teeth, or drinking. Contaminated water can have bacteria that can cause nausea, cramps, diarrhea, or headaches. The Hennepin County Sheriff's Office is investigating the death of a teenage boy found unresponsive in a New Hope apartment complex pool. The incident occurred Wednesday evening at the Park Ridge Way Apartments. First responders rushed the boy to North Memorial Health Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Investigators believe the boy entered the pool alone and was underwater for about 30 minutes. Bystanders eventually saw the boy and called 911. As of Friday, the boy's name had not been released by the medical examiner. A Brooklyn Park man may have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in restitution and other penalties after failing to deliver products that consumers purchased. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison filed a lawsuit this week against William Shosinski Jr. and several businesses he owned. The lawsuit alleges that Shosinski and his companies took online orders for metal products over a 2-year period. But he failed to deliver on more than 43% of those products and never provided refunds. The fraud added up to nearly $900,000. Shosinski also faces 28 felony counts in Hennepin County District Court for allegedly failing to pay more than $760,000 in Minnesota tobacco taxes. A project with roots just outside Plymouth is improving food access within our cities. Reporter Emily Haugen explains how BIPOC-focused Route 1 is opening doors in Brooklyn Center.
The perfect recipe takes fresh ingredients.
The potatoes are like the perfect base.
Yep. Because you can put them in everything.
Right.
Just ask Charlie Gray and Marcus Carpenter. They're in Brooklyn Center manning boxes and boxes of fresh produce.
Some radishes, green peppers.
Though they're not just outside the community center for table talk.
Thank you for stopping by. So in our state of Minnesota, 1 in 11 people are food insecure. 1 in 7 children are food insecure.
The food distribution event is a chance to meet the need of hundreds right at home. Gray is the city's recreation coordinator.
Trying to get it to a community that is documented, is underserved, is below the poverty line in a lot of areas. And with vegetable prices rising in a lot of areas, it's not easy to eat healthy all the time.
Here's a bag for you.
It goes so much further than just what we can do on our end.
Access to this fresh, culturally relevant produce is made possible by a Hennepin County grant. And much of the time, the food comes from Route 1, a project aimed to increase the number of BIPOC farmers.
Folks that live within those communities that receive the food are familiar with cooking. They're familiar with preparing.
Carpenter is leading that initiative with farms across the metro, including ones just outside Plymouth.
Good.
For Carpenter, distributing that food is the epitome of Route 1's mission.
Perfect day for this, right?
Closing gaps and improving access.
This is where the vision meets purpose, but also meets reality. So we're really excited to be here.
In Brooklyn Center, Emily Haugen, CCX News.
This was the last community center distribution event of the year. Both leaders are on the lookout for funding to make food distribution possible next year. The official end of summer is just a couple weeks away, but that means we're close to the start of a fall tradition in the northwest suburbs. Brooklyn Park's Twin Cities Harvest Festival and Maze opens on September 21st. Most years, the maze has a sports theme, but this year's maze honors the men and women who serve as first responders. The Corn Maze features logos that honor EMTs, police officers, and firefighters, along with a title that reads, Honoring Our Heroes. The Twin Cities Harvest Festival and Maze is open weekends and during the MEA break beginning September 21st and runs through October 27th. All first responders get in free with their ID, otherwise tickets are $14 per person. Finally, this segment, art masterpieces recreated.
And then what they've done is they've taken and interpreted those masterpieces in their own way to discover new ways to present the same concept.
Recognize these masterpieces? From Van Gogh to Picasso, they have all been redone by artists in watercolor. It's the latest show titled In the Footsteps of the Masters at Robbin Gallery in Robbinsdale. 9 artists selected 9 masterpieces to recreate. We leave you now with a closer look.
Maple Grove Volleyball has never won a section title in their program's history. However, the Crimson are more optimistic than ever heading into the 2024 season. Chaz Moots has more.
In the last decade, Section 5 4A volleyball has been dominated by Wayzata.
Back to back to back to back. 4 straight state championships for the Wayzata Trojans.
And Champlin Park.
Champlin Park, champions in volleyball.
But for the first time in a long time, Maple Grove feels like they can compete for a section title.
We have a lot more optimism going into it this year, but it's all about working hard in practice, because we could say we're gonna go and go to state and all this stuff. If we don't work hard in practice, we're not gonna get there.
Leading the Crimson in practice is first-year head coach D.C. Brown, a longtime assistant at Maple Grove who's taking over after Jamison Gray decided to step down.
It's been a good transition. DC and Victoria, they've got us doing a lot of new stuff on and off the court, and I think it's good. It'll be exciting to see.
I want us to be gritty, right? I want us to be tough. I want us to fight for every point, regardless of if we have the best offense around or we don't. I want people to know that we're going to pick up every ball, we're going to hustle, we're going to try hard, and that they're going to have to work to beat us every single time they come and see us.
Riley Orrock and Ginny Schuler are senior captains for the Crimson. Maple Grove also has some talented underclassmen in sophomore libero McKinley Hartle, sophomore outside hitter Casey Schulte, and freshman middle blocker Nasa Allen.
Yeah, I think our offense is going to be our strong suit this year. It's all pretty good, but we got a couple people that can go up there and pound the ball, so it'll be exciting.
Maple Grove might not have that one dominant player that can take over a match, but they feel like their depth is up there with the best in the state.
From top to bottom, I think every kid we have can compete, and they want to compete, and so we're going to just keep pushing, trying to get everybody better. They're going to fire against each other every day and see if they can make each other better and what we can accomplish.
I feel like every team kind of has one or two really good kids that are kind of their main focus, their main threat, and I feel like we have one or two main threats in every position, which I think is really good.
The Crimson are 2-1 on the season so far. They'll be playing at the Southwest Minnesota Challenge this weekend. In Maple Grove, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
It was a busy night of high school soccer in the Northwest Suburban Conference, including at Park Center, where the Pirates hosted Armstrong.
The only meeting of the season between the Pirates and the Falcons. And Armstrong doesn't take long to get on the board. Sam Hunt on the corner kick. Jafet Fernandez goes up for the header and scores. The Falcons take a 1-0 lead less than 90 seconds into the match. The Pirates tie it here. Christopher Gutierrez gains control of the ball and slices a shot through traffic and in. It's 1-1 just 5 minutes into the first half. Armstrong gets another off a corner kick. The header by Mohammed Abdul Rahman glances off the Park Center defender and in. Eli Mahabadi gets the assist on the goal. and the Falcons take a 2-1 lead into halftime. Second half, the Pirates' Prince Nunu gets credit for this one. His attempted pass goes off the Falcons defender and in. An own goal as Park Center ties it. No more scoring the rest of the way, and this one ends in a 2-2 draw.
The Maple Grove girls soccer team played the second of their 3 matches this week on Thursday as the Crimson look to push their unbeaten streak to 3.
The Crimson at home to take on conference rival Centennial. No scoring in the first half, so we jump ahead to the second half. Maple Grove's Riley Lloyd with a crossing pass that goes off the Cougars defender and into the net. The Crimson lead 1-0 9 minutes into the second. Less than 5 minutes later, Amelie Germanson passes to Kiara Gill, who makes a nice move to create some space and fires a shot in for a goal, and it's 2-0 Maple Grove. Trailing 2-1, Centennial ties it on this great arcing shot from Mia Joram back into the far corner of the Crimson net. It's 2-2 with just over 17 minutes to play. The Crimson, though, get the game winner here. Lloyd, the corner kick. Anya Gerlach with a header for the goal. Maple Grove wins 3-2. They are now 2-1-2 on the season and host Coon Rapids Saturday afternoon. John Jacobson, CCX Sports.